freedom from the tyranny of searching. Eventually there comes a time in one's inner journey where the seeking itself becomes the weight. Not seeking truth or love or healing, but the subtle way the nervous system keeps waiting for a moment when everything will finally feel right. It waits for relief, for opportunity, for love, for the mind to settle. This waiting can stretch across decades, perhaps across lifetimes. As I sit in solitude, I see it more clearly. The mind is not evil. It is simply ancient. Its job is survival. To safeguard, to protect, to search. It is searching not for peace, but for advantage. For mating opportunities, for security, for the possibility of being admired. Underneath everything, the nervous system is repeating one instruction: do not lose your place in the tribe. This is the tyranny of searching. Not because searching is wrong, but because it becomes endless. One longing dissolves only to be replaced by another. Stillness comes for a moment, but it does not stay. Instead, a fresh question arrives. What now? What next? When will relief finally come? I have felt this cycle many times. Perhaps you have too. That moment when stillness gives a hint of grace, only to vanish as another idea ignites the mind. Hope, longing, guilt, regret, plans, dreams. These are all echoes of the same survival engine. It's not malicious. It's wired to keep going. But in sacred solitude, I am discovering something quieter. Freedom does not come by conquering the search. It comes by no longer hiring the search as my guide. It is not resistance. It is not denial. It is not even discipline. It is a different posture. The posture I call listening presence. To listen is not to strain. To listen is not to wait. To listen is to sit beside whatever arises as a friend. When the ache returns, I do not chase it away. When longing appears, I do not feed it with questions. When guilt or shame speaks, I do not negotiate. Instead, I say silently, "You may be here, but you do not define me. I will sit beside you until your weather changes." This is the practice of the Mountain of Stillness. The mountain does not argue with the wind. It does not ask the storm to be kinder. It simply stands, and in its standing, it listens. Listening presence is what remains when searching relaxes. It is not peace, but the willingness to be with what is. It is not surrender, but dignity. It is not endurance, but companionship with the moment as it is. Sometimes I imagine Solindo, just born, blinking at the world, not seeking anything, only remembering something older than time. And that is the original listening, a presence without strategy. And so today, as every day, I begin again. I will not try to improve the inner weather. I will not wait for relief. I will simply sit beside whatever arrives as a silent witness. Perhaps in that companionship, the nervous system will begin to trust again. Perhaps this is the true freedom, not the absence of pain, but the absence of desperation. This is sacred solitude. This is the end of searching as a requirement for living. If stillness comes, I will hold it gently. If it dissolves, I will remain. I do not need the sky to be clear in order to be present beneath it. I only need to stay. I only need to remember. I only need to listen. And in that listening, the tyranny of searching begins to fade, like weather passing over the mountain that needs nothing to behold.